Hey everyone, I wanted to talk a little bit about Warlords of Draenor crafting. So I have a leatherworker already that has pretty much all the patterns, and I've gone through and created a lot of this stuff. One thing to so I'm on a character that doesn't have leatherworking. However, I've created a tannery and the guy in there, and I've actually upgraded it to level 3. I think you can open up some of these uh, patterns, um, some of these things at level 2, but I forgot which ones were open then. But anyway, if you get it to level 3, then um, that opens up pretty much everything that this uh, guide sells. And this applies to tailoring probably a little bit more than leatherworking. However, I'm using leatherworking as the example. So anyway, bear with me. So bags, so hex weave bags, and even the uh, burnished, what are they, leatherworking and mining bags, those actually sell pretty well, but they require, I think, 50 of the burnished leather, which takes a while to create. So um, and if you want to sell, let's say you want to sell supple boots, so um, although they are pretty high, uh, vendor price, the the deposits that you're going to be paying, hopefully the amount you sell it for outweighs what you uh, the deposits that you're paying. So I've kind of fallen back on this and not. I think I stopped posting these for a while, but now I decided to come back to them a little bit. But that's something you need to weigh. But let's say you don't want to do that. So maybe you want to post the journeying robes or the slacks. Those might be actually a little bit better because the the vendor price is a little bit lower. I think I sold one, so it's like 27 expirations ago, and I think that works out to be about 70 or so gold in deposits so far. So, and they don't really sell that well. So it's kind of like, hey, maybe. So I think all I'm working on right now is the ones that I don't have um, the transmog for. So if I decide to take them off, I can go ahead and learn the transmog. So um, anyway, um, this will open up some other options for you uh, to clear up your normal leatherworker so that they can make some of the other items in Warlords of Draenor. One of the big things that, especially with the new raid coming out, people always need drums. And a lot of people use drums of the mountain. And as far as I can tell, drums of fury and drums of the mountain are pretty much the same thing. And in fact, let me go ahead and take a look on the auction house here. Drums of drums of the mountain, 25%, 40 seconds, haste, okay. Increases melee range, spell haste, 25% for 40 seconds. These look exactly the same, and I don't know why Blizzard hasn't nerfed the drums of fury just at least just a little bit to make drums of the mountain a little bit more worth it, to sell. So, and I don't even bother with drums of the maelstrom because they're just. I mean, if you look at my cost is 41 gold. They're selling for about 43 gold. So they need to make Blizzard. I think is making a mistake by not making these, either buffing these up a little bit more, or obviously they would reduce the benefits of the previous expansions drums. So anyway, drums are a pretty good seller. You can come to this guy. All you need is the raw beast hide, and he can make you however many you have available. So I was going to make some anyway. Now, how? So maybe you're not so the other thing is you don't want to have to go out and farm these. You don't necessarily want to pay. I mean, 2 gold isn't bad, but it would be better if you could just keep your own supply going all the time. So that's where the whole garrison thing kind of comes into play. Let me finish this this little stack here. So what you want to do, you want to at least, and actually I've done this on a couple of characters, starting off with a new garrison, and actually it was quite easy to get to level 2 pretty quickly. What you want to do, let me get in here. So you want to get, I'll go ahead and, I don't have enough. So your main thing is you want to start off with the Lunar Fall Inn, and then upgrade it so that you can, I think to level 2, and then you can get recruits every week. So you go visit them, and what you want to do is get a recruit that has the Extreme Scavenger. So if you look at my, let's see, Extreme Scavenger. So you get a few followers at the start, but so I've gone through and recruited some, and whenever missions come up that have the garrison resources, you'll all of mine are on missions. So what you do is you hopefully you're getting a variety of ones that have different counters to the different effects on the mission. So every week, kind of look at what's available, and try to pick one that you don't have a counter for yet. So anyway, let's see, where was it? So the other thing that you want to do is you want to eventually get, let me see, where is it? A trading post. So if you go to the trading post, and I haven't actually followed along with this too much, but basically the materials that they're offering cycle every day. Some get a little bit cheaper, some get a little bit more expensive. So what you want to do is look for a day when maybe raw beast hide is maybe 16 garrison resources, or I forget, maybe it's like 16, 24. I think they vary through a cycle, but I haven't really paid much attention to that. And then hopefully you've gotten enough garrison resources that you can just go buy a whole bunch of them, or you find them really cheap on the auction house. I usually try to, if they're under a gold, then I'll go ahead and buy them. But and you can see I've bought over 24,000 in the last year. So sometimes they're a little bit more economical to buy that way, or especially if you're really low on it. But the thing is right now drums are selling for about 48 gold ish. So divide that by 5, that's about 8 or 9, well, 9 gold. So each raw beast hide is basically equal to about 9 gold. So what you're doing is you're converting the raw beast hide to something that's pretty much going to sell, and then you're going to make the profit on the difference. So and that's one way to look at everything in that makes money and stuff and makes gold, is you're converting something to something else, and you're benefiting from the difference in price on those things. So you're, in a lot of sense, if you're farming something, you're converting your time into gold, and you have to put whatever you farmed onto the auction house, and hopefully it sells and stuff. So this is kind of one step further. You're gaining from the additional um, conversion and the time and effort that it takes. Some people, there's just lots of people that are just don't really want to do anything on the auction house, or I mean, they don't want to do anything in game to, um, they don't want to go and do this very simple thing of creating these drums of fury. They'd rather just go to the auction house, buy it, and be done. They're in a hurry. They're trying to make it to their raid, or whatever it might be. So that's one thing to keep in mind with this aspect. And then the other aspect is, like I was saying, is you actually want to maybe prioritize making hex weave bags or your burnished mining and burnished leather bags, because those actually do sell pretty well. And that's, like it's another conversion in a way, but you're going to, the burnished leather is a limited resource, so you want to prioritize that towards the stuff that you can't make on other characters. So that's what I do on my other character. Like on this one, I make the different stuff, and hopefully I'll eventually, as I need to replace items that have sold, then I can just come here and do it, as opposed to logging over to my leather worker and then getting them to make the stuff. The other advantages of the garrison in general is you've got, like I've got a storehouse in pretty much every one. I've got access to a guild vault, and you've got a mailbox right here, which is something I didn't realize for a long time, but I was running all the way from the mailbox way up there near the garrison entrance, and coming all the way back to my guild bank or whatever, and it's like, oh hey, there's a mailbox here. Why didn't I ever see that before? But anyway, and eventually after a while, once you've gotten 25 or if you upgrade your barracks to level 3, you can get 25 of the of your followers, increase the capacity from 20 to 25 for your followers, and there's other missions that they can go on. So there's that, I forget what it's called, but it's the item that if you crush it, you get increase your reputation with lots of different places. That's selling for like 4,000, 5,000 gold on my server. That mission will come up every once in a while. There's other, like the Gronling mount. I think those sell for, I've sold a bunch for like 400 gold each, all the way up to like 1,500 gold. And there's other things there that you can do missions on and make a little bit of gold. It's all kind of part of the whole system of selling all this stuff. So and every little bit kind of helps here and there. And you're not going to sell one every day, or they're not going to sell immediately and stuff. But that's the idea. Is you just kind of keep the engine rolling. You want money coming in from all different sources and stuff. And this is another source to generate income, and it's not too difficult to do. So a lot of times, it's just I'll just hearth to my garrison to do a lot of this work, because I need to get to my guild bank, or maybe do something. But as long as it's not too much of a chore, it's something easy to work into your gold making schedule and stuff. So, and plus there's nobody bugging you like, hey, can you loan me gold, or nice mount, where did you get it from? And I've gotten a lot of those while I'm sitting in Borealis or Stormwind or somewhere, and it just gets annoying. It's like, hey, just use Google. So anyway, that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to talk about, and I'm sorry this went way longer than I expected it to, and I appreciate y'all watching till the end. Thank you.